Cam Newton. Let's talk Cam Newton. Cam Newton disrespecting Brock Purdy, and I mean, it's pretty interesting. It seems like we see this so regularly now that people just want to hey, diminish Brock, and this was not just Brock. This was Tua
Mm-hmm.
and what's his name from Detroit, Jared Goff. He basically said they're all kind of system guys,
Yeah, he said.
and they're not difference makers. And I just think I don't know. It's just like we're talking about something that can't be quantified. He was a former MVP. It's not like he has no credibility when talking about the sport. He's probably got lots of credibility, but I don't know. I mean, come on. Why do we always have to diminish what these guys are doing? And what I mean, delivering the ball on time, with accuracy, moving well within the pocket, moving your team, producing points, playing at a high percentage, completing a high percentage, excelling at the position. I mean, that is what the position is. So it seems that I understand he was Mr. Irrelevant, and a lot of people didn't expect him to be pretty good. But can't we just all kind of agree at this point that the guy's pretty good? And instead, it's like no, he's a system manager or whatever. It makes it sound like It really sounds like Cam was trying to diminish, um, Brock and Goff and Tua. And I don't know. What did you think of it?
Yeah, I thought it was ridiculous. And again, he also said Dak Prescott. He says they're all game managers, and he says the 49ers do not win because of Brock Purdy. It's just another guy in the long list of people that are probably not watching the games, and they see, oh, Brock Purdy, MVP, they can't be, and they use it to get clicks. Because guess what? Where everybody's talking about it, Cam Newton's back on everybody's mouths. His podcast is getting a lot of attention because of this. So that's really what it is. The negative media drives, attention and engagement, and it's really what it is. Brock Purdy, if you watch the games, man, he's doing more than just check down the ball. Like even the last couple of weeks, and he talked about it on KMBR, how his arm's feeling better, best that he's felt all season. He said he talked to Nick Mullins, who had a similar situation several years ago. He had the UCL surgery, and he says by the midpoint of the season, you're going to feel a lot better. And we've noticed he's been throwing the ball so deep. After that, once the Jaguars game hit, after the bye week, I mean, deep shot to Kittle. You had a deep shot to Ayuk. He had the deep shot to Debo this weekend. Just so many deep passes. And he said it. He goes, it's something he's working on. His arm feels great. And I just think that people want to diminish him, like you said. It's just they love to do it. The media wants to push back on him because, like you said, he's Mr. Relevant. It's a dumb take. I get it. Cam Newton is an MVP, so I'm not bashing him in the sense of he can have an opinion because he was a great player for a stretch of time. But at this point in his career, I think he's jealous. I think he's washed up. He got ran out of the New England Patriots by Mac Jones, man. So at the end of the day, he's got no legs to talk in talking about, guys like that and diminishing their talents because he was good for a while. But once he kind of fell apart, I don't think he has the leg to stand on to talk about that. Again, Mac Jones took his job in New England. I think it's a clown take overall.
Here it is for those who missed it.
Lamar Jackson, obviously Patrick Mahomes, Dak Prescott, Brock Purdy, but Brock, they're not winning because of him.
He's not turning the ball over.
He's managing the game. And if we were to put that in its own right as game managers, Brock Purdy, Tua Tagovailoa, Jared Goff, and really Dak Prescott. These are game managers. They're not difference makers.
And when you say game manager, I'm not asking you to go out and win the game. I'm just asking you not to lose.
Not to lose the game. Listen, motherfucker, I don't give a damn what you do. You don't have to score every time. You just don't have to throw a pick every time either. If we're going to really call a spade, a game manager is different than a game changer.
Wow. Game manager. What do you think? I mean, Cam, as we said, Cam's an MVP, but I mean, game manager. It's just like there are guys who do check it down a lot, and they're real conservative, and they won't take chances on third down, and they're not real playmakers or play with a lot of competitive fire. but none of those guys resemble Brock Purdy. You know what I mean? And Brock Purdy plays with tremendous fire. Brock Purdy takes big shots down the field a lot. He's very aggressive. He doesn't take the check down. Yes, he's got great weapons. Yes, he's got a great head coach. But once again, do we need to remind everybody of the stat? When Jimmy went down and Brock came in, at that point, all non-Garoppolo quarterbacks who played for the 49ers in the Shanahan era were 9-29. 9-29. And Brock Purdy took over and ran the table and then won 2 playoff games and is now the quarterback of the team that has the best record in football that smoked both the Cowboys and the Eagles. He outplayed Dak's the favorite for the MVP. In the game they played head-to-head, Brock had 4 touchdowns, no picks. Dak had 1 touchdown, 3 picks.
Yeah. At the end of the day, he's beaten Dak head-to-head, Jalen Hurts head-to-head. If he goes down and beats Lamar Jackson on Christmas head-to-head, there's no question in my mind. He's an MVP candidate. Like you said, the stats don't lie. He's number 1 in almost every statistical category. He's thrown the ball a lot less than most of these guys. He's number 3 in passing yards. This guy is efficient, and he does take shots downfield. He knows when to do it. He's got great accuracy, 70% accuracy. Like, yeah, he's going to throw the short ball. That's part of the offense. But at the same time, every quarterback does. But he's just getting the ball where it needs to be. And I just think, again, people are upset. They're jealous. They can't figure out why a guy that was drafted last is doing better than so many people. At this point, Cam Newton's Mr. Irrelevant. He was great. Again, I don't hate the guy. I think he was a great quarterback at one point, Larry. But at this point, he's Mr. Irrelevant. And I think he's a little upset about it. But people are just going to keep on putting dirt on Brock Purdy every week. He's going to continue to do great things as long as he stays healthy. And again, he's getting healthier. His arm wasn't even the best, it has been. And I think now that he's getting stronger and he's trusting himself to throw the deep ball, he's going to get better. And Kyle trusts him. You can see that Kyle truly, truly just loves this young man. And he's 23 years old doing the things he's doing. I guess as the game moves on, he's going to get better. And he's got good scramble ability. He's just good instincts, and he's a leader, man. I don't know. People love to hate him because they just don't want to respect him. And I feel at some point, these people are going to come around and change their tune, but we'll see.
Well, here's the thing. I would say watch the film yourself. Mm-hmm. It's out there. It's readily available. The All 22, just get the NFL Plus. You can have the All 22 copy every night for every team in the league, and you can watch it for yourself and roll it back and forth and really take the time. And if you do, you're going to come to the same conclusion that Trent Williams has come to, that JT O'Sullivan has come to, and that every other, keen observer of the game is coming to, which is that enough of this draft status, that was obviously a bunch of teams, Niners included, that made a huge mistake. Yeah. This guy's really, really good. Is he great? Well, I don't know. But he's really, really good. He makes the right decisions every week. Look at the decision making. Look at the movement within the pocket. Nobody wants to admit this is a much better athlete than a lot of people pegged. He's a much better athlete. The guy can move. Yeah. So when you can move, you got a better arm than people think. You know how to play the position. The accuracy is unbelievable. He throws it to spots, in the intermediate, like they're layups, like they're handoffs. He makes it the precision that he plays with. It's like surgical precision in the intermediate where he's just putting it on your hands at 11 yards. Why was that an interception this weekend? Because, and I was watching it on the binoculars, Ayuk hesitated for just a second. It left him a little short on the ball. It went off his fingertips and into the arms of Julian Love. That was it right there. It was on the receiver, and that's why Ayuk was looking so distraught on the sideline. But that's how precise they are right now. Yeah. So Purdy right now, for those who, are following this, number 1 in the NFL in passer rating, number 1 in the NFL in yards per attempt, number 1 in the NFL in completion percentage, number 1 in QBR, tied for second with 25 touchdown passes, tied for third in total yards passing. And then, of course, last time he played Arizona this year, he completed 95% of his passes with a 98.2 QBR. and this week he's the winner of the FedEx, I guess FedEx Air Player of the Week award,
Yeah.
and then McCaffrey got the Ground award. But yeah, I mean, right now Brock Purdy's playing at a crazy high level, and whether you're Cam Newton or anybody else, if you're in the biz to be critical of this guy, you're going to be out of the biz pretty soon. You know what I mean? Because it's not going to resonate with your audience or any audience.
Absolutely. I think, again, that's why I said at some point these people will they'll switch up. Brock Ball, what a story. Right now, it's very popular to, either antagonize. You're either on one end of the spectrum. And we see it every year with certain players. They come out of nowhere and people are going to have one take A or take B. And those that have the negative take, they're going to run with it. And then you're going to have the people that with the positive take and support them. That's social media. That's sports media. You got the Nick Wrights of the world and Cam Newton, but then you have all the other people like Richard Sherman. He says great things about Brock Purdy. Emmanuel Ako, he says great things. So it just depends on your mindset. And, it's funny because I sat here the other day. I was like, oh, it's great to have a quarterback like Brock, and there's no drama, whatever the case is. We don't have to worry about a quarterback. But in a sense, there still is drama because now people doubt this guy. So we're sitting here on social media every week, every day on your shows, trying to back up this guy, pulling all his stats. We're like, look, he's good. We're telling you he's good. It's weird. It's because quarterback's still the topic of the day in 49er land, even though we have a guy that's come onto the team and has become a franchise quarterback and he's doing these great things. He should be celebrated. People should be excited for this guy. Again, 23 years old. He's putting up stats that we haven't seen in a long time for the 49ers. But then you got the people that push back, say, oh, well, it's only because of this and that and the other. It's crazy to me, Larry. It's just very crazy to me.
Well, especially since we all know quarterback is such a difficult position to play. And, the 49ers, yeah, you can have great weapons and they have great weapons, but it's all about, the timing, the touch, the accuracy, the precision, the rhythm, the nerve, the intellect of the quarterback. It's a really difficult position to play. And the guy's playing at a really, really high level.